He had crops growing into that home. I space out when I'm into that zone. I invested into that phone. Then got the whip, I'm Indiana Jones. I need my cake on top with...
The technologies that we're talking about today, how many do you think we'll be talking about in the future?
Well, look, I think stable coins are absolutely here to stay. Whether or not it's just Tether and USDC, I don't know. I think there'll be other major players entering that market. I mean, we saw PayPal play in that game. So I think the stablecoin category is absolutely here to stay. I think what's going on in the tokenization of assets, I think there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in there. Tokenization of debt, tokenization of securities, tokenization of real estate, tokenization of art. I'm a big believer in those categories. Ripple's invested over $500 million in over 60 companies, and we will continue to play offense there.
Something that you can answer more clearly, since you do have some investment in CBDCs, but when are you going to move into stablecoins?
Yes.
When?
Yes. Look, I think the stablecoin market is fascinating. Ripple, at our core, we are a payments infrastructure company. We use stablecoins today. We use XRP when it's appropriate. We use stablecoins when it's appropriate. We're solving customer problems. Will we do or say more than that? Not today.
Solo Scrooge, sending peace and blessings to you all out there. Hashtag Solo Nation. How's it going, my people? Hope everyone's well. Appreciate you all for the love and support of the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're giving you updates on Sologenic Coreum and XRP. Also hit the like button. It helps push the channel through the analytics and helps the channel grow. So a clip from Brad Garlinghouse at Token 2049. And Brad Garlinghouse posted, the SEC's request to file an interlocutory appeal is denied. I'm not a lawyer, but it seems the court just told the SEC, you asked me to apply the Howey test. I did, and like it or not, you lost. And Stuart Alderotti says, the court's July 13 ruling was and remains the law of the land. XRP is not a security. And Ripple posted, it's official. Ripple is now fully licensed to provide digital payment token services in Singapore by MASG, the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Ripple is committed to delivering real-world crypto solutions for businesses in APAC. So Sologenic posted, Sologenic introduces a developer dashboard. Hashtag XRPL projects can now generate an API key and easily enable Solo Dex wallet transactions signing on their platforms. So the API key, application programming interface. An application programming interface API key is a code used to identify and authenticate an application or user. API keys are available through platforms such as a white-labeled internal marketplace. They also act as a unique identifier and provide a secret token for authentication purposes. So XRPL projects can now generate an API key and easily enable Solo Dex wallet transaction signing on their platforms. It's time to grow the ecosystem together. Solo Dex SDK. And if you click this link, brings us to this page, Solo Dex, starting a new connection. So a little bit about the updates. I'll put the link in the description. Look, expiring time of transactions to be signed, properties of returned object, signing a transaction. I'll put the link in the description, my people. So Sologenic also posted, unpacking the Federal Reserve's latest report on tokenization. 2.15 billion market now, 16 trillion by 2030. Financial institutions should be learning and building for a tokenized future. Mike McCluskey. Read more and stay ahead of the curve. Unpacking the Federal Reserve's latest report on tokenization, one step closer to digital asset and traditional finance ecosystems. I'll also leave the link for this in the description, my people. So Average John, my bro Average John says, new hashtag Sologenic Solo distribution pie chart. This is how a fair and well distributed project looks like if the price is right. What's important is that there's a big chunk of people involved and not just a few people. Best distribution of any XRP based project ever. So Sologenic distribution, you can see that centralized exchanges in yellow, Sologenic, the amount they hold in red, Binance, BEP20 in black, retail, institutional, self-custody in blue, over 225,000 plus wallets. Excellent distribution. So shout out to John, Average John. So Enrique posted, he says, Steve Jobs say that the computer was like a bicycle for the mind.
There was an article in Scientific American in the early 70s which compared the efficiency of locomotion for various species of things on the planet. In other words, they measured how much energy it took for a bird to get from point A to point B compared with the energy it took a fish to get the same distance, and a goat and a person and all sorts of other things. And they ranked them. And it turns out the condor won. Condor was the most efficient, and man came in with a rather unimpressive showing about a third of the way down the list. Somewhat disappointing. But someone there had the insight to test the efficiency of man riding a bicycle. And man riding a bicycle was twice as good as the condor, all the way off the end of the list. And what it really illustrated was man's ability as a tool maker to fashion a tool that can amplify an inherent ability that he has. And that's exactly what we think we're doing. We think we're basically fashioning a 21st century bicycle here, which can amplify an inherent intellectual ability that man has and really take care of a lot of drudgery to free people to do much more creative work.
Steve Jobs, smart guy, man. So Enrique says, now that we have AI, ChatGPT, what is that? An F1 cart for the mind? What is a Bitcoin for our global economy? A SpaceX rocket? What is an XRP? Look, think about it. What is an XRP? A Coreum. These technologies are on a different level. So Coreum official posted, Coreum partners with leading data intelligence platform Xangle official. By integrating the Coreum mainnet and deploying a node within their institutional infrastructure, Xangle establishes a robust foundation for Coreum's expansion to South Korea. So Solo Magic, my bro, says, Coreum is the main sponsorship at the year's European Blockchain Convention. Join us in Barcelona as co-creator at Bob Ross takes the Coreum main stage for a keynote and sign up for the IRL hackathon. Hashtag build on Coreum. So Coreum in Barcelona, 25th to the 26th, 2003 European Blockchain Convention. Hackathon sponsors Coreum. Got XDC there. So Coreum is the main sponsor at this year's European Blockchain Convention. Hashtag build on Coreum. So the Forbes posted, BlackRock insider primes crypto for a huge 17.7 trillion Wall Street earthquake that could be about to hit the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Let's run over this quickly. Posted on the 5th of October. Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum and Ripple's XRP, have been rocked by the Federal Reserve this year, creating what could become a Bitcoin price nightmare. The Bitcoin price, almost up 70% so far this year, helped by BlackRock, the world's largest fund manager that looks after around 10 trillion worth of assets, driving a surge of Wall Street Bitcoin and crypto interest. Now, a former BlackRock managing director has predicted it's only a matter of months until the US Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) approves a long-awaited Bitcoin spot exchange traded fund (ETF), giving funds that manage 17.7 trillion worth of assets the green light. The SEC will probably approve all spot Bitcoin ETF applications at the same time. I don't think that they want to give anybody first mover advantage, former BlackRock managing director Stephen Schoenfeld said this week at a London conference. It was reported by Decrypt. Schoenfeld gave the SEC 3 to 6 months until it approves a Bitcoin spot ETF. Last month, the 1.5 trillion manager Franklin Templeton filed with the SEC for a Bitcoin spot ETF, joining a flurry of applications that was kicked off by the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, in June, and includes Wall Street giants Fidelity, Invesco Galaxy, and WisdomTree. Schoenfeld pointed to a recent decision by the SEC to delay until early next year at the latest decisions on a handful of prominent Bitcoin spot ETF applications as accelerating the process. Instead of completely rejecting the whole list, they've asked for comments, which is a marginal but significant improvement in the dialogue, Schoenfeld said. Meanwhile, the SEC has been instructed by the US lawmakers to re-examine crypto asset manager Grayscale's application to convert its flagship Bitcoin trust to a fully fledged Bitcoin spot ETF. The SEC is most likely going to have to allow the Grayscale Bitcoin trust to be converted into an ETF, Schoenfeld said. The Bitcoin and wider crypto market have, however, lost ground since surging higher in the aftermath of BlackRock's landmark Bitcoin spot ETF filing. The entire crypto market appears to be holding its breath while it awaits for the US SEC to begin approving Bitcoin spot ETFs. Swarm Markets co-founder Tim O'Leary said in emailed comments. But in the meantime, it would appear asset managers are already beginning to adapt their offerings dependent on what happens next in the market. There is evidently an increasing move from smaller providers such as Valkyrie and Vanek to diversify out of Bitcoin and into Ethereum. This will give them an added selling point once the big institutional players are unleashed onto the Bitcoin ETF market. So BlackRock Insider primes crypto for a huge 17.7 trillion Wall Street earthquake that could be about to hit the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP. I'm thinking once the market falls, if the market falls, but once the market falls and Bitcoin reaches those lower prices that we've been speaking of, if it hits those lower prices that we've been speaking of, I think that's when they could approve the ETFs, and that could, you know, the bull market could start. That could kick off the new bull market. So we'll see. We've got to wait and see. So crypto bubbles, AVAX down 5.7%, Arbitrum down -3%, Algo up 2%, TWT Trust Wallet up 9%, Render down 2.7%, crypto bubbles for the traders, liquidation heat map. So total liquidations in the last 24 hours, only 16.16 million wrecked, 11.12 million out of those that went long, and 5.4 million out of those that went short. It's a low wreckage today. Normally it's way higher than that. The wreckage is low today. So Altcoin Daily posted Manfilm's reaction to Bitcoin breaking $100 in 2013. So my people, I'm going to let it roll out with this one. Appreciate you all for the love and support of the channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video for me. I'm Solo Scrooge with the Solo News. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
I'm right here watching history be made. Bitcoin is now up to $111. It's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 3 times today. It went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's been. It's ridiculous. Last trade, 189 Bitcoin for $111 piece. That's amazing to me. I mean, just look at this graph. You see this graph? That's the last 3 hours. Give me a second, I'll switch it up.
I need my cake on top with icing. The T-Birds of the game reach lightning. I threw boxes like M. Tyson. The last boss in the game, M. Bison. I spent a bag on 2 pairs of Gucci.